You're listening to the Traffic and Conversion Show. I'm your host, Michelle Fernandez, and today is all about creating highly converting content for middle of funnel. So stay tuned. Hey there, welcome back to the show. Now, today's topic was inspired by Lisa, who DM'd me and asked what kind of content should she be creating for middle of funnel. So thanks for asking, Lisa. All right, so middle of funnel refers to the stage in which leads who are aware of your brand and they start moving down the funnel closer towards buying your products or services. Prospects in this stage are looking for more detailed and in-depth information about your brand. So educational content is critical in this part of your buyer's journey. Middle of funnel content is the bridge between high-level concepts and the value that your product provides to the customer. So this is a key piece of your marketing strategy. So when you're looking to create your marketing strategy, make sure that you include this part, middle of funnel. And this is like where you should spend a good bulk of your time, okay? Now, before you start creating any content or any strategy, you need to understand your goals. So middle of funnel content has 3 goals. The first is to educate your current customers and prospects. So think about this. When they're in this stage, right, your buyers are like, why is this brand better, or your brand better than the others? Right? We all have competition. None of us are like the only ones that do anything. Think about when you drive down the road and you want a burger. There's like a ton of burger places. There's McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Checkers, right? There's all these different burger places. So what makes you pull into the drive-through of one over the other? Well, think of it the same way as you. Even if you don't eat burgers, you get my point, right? It's like, what is someone going to do business with you versus somebody else? So it's incredibly important to make this information easily accessible and attainable. So think about that when you are, looking to possibly revamp your website or, do an overhaul on your socials, right? Consumers should not have to search too hard to discover what sets your brand apart from others. Since the primary role of the content in this stage is to educate, consider curating content in addition to maybe other initiatives that you're doing or other tactics or strategies that you're doing with your social media team. By leveraging outside perspectives is another good way to do this. So whether you ask an expert or some other, maybe an authority that's complementary to what you have, right? You can really be setting your brand apart. Now, today's consumers only have an average attention span of about 7 seconds. So informative and engaging content is the way to go, and keep it short. The second goal is to lead prospects down that funnel, right? So you want to nurture leads in the middle of the funnel to help close the sale, to help them make a buying decision, right? So before you even present your offer, it's like you're giving them all this great content, showing them how you're going to solve their problem, right? You want to cater to their pain points and then demonstrate how your solutions can solve those issues. Consider this to be like the persuasive stage, right? And do all you can to help them make that buying decision. So once you present that offer, it's like a no-brainer. They have no objections. They have no worries. They know that they could do it. Money's not an issue. Time is not an issue, right? It's like, yes, I'm sold. Now, the third goal is to build relationships with prospects. I talk about this all the time. So what kind of content are you creating to open up that conversation, right? What kind of content are you creating to build the relationship? Now, just because they aren't your customers yet doesn't mean that your potential customers don't deserve a connection with you or your brand. So fostering an emotional or authentic relationship between you and your audience will definitely create this loyalty within your brand. Now, when you're creating your middle of funnel content, you need to have a certain type of messaging, and your content should be, like we said, educational and highly targeted and persuasive. You'll be able to nail all 3 if you're able to nail all 3, you'll definitely resonate with your prospect on such a higher level, which will then cause them to convert faster, right? So another thing to consider especially as we move into 2023 and this whole Web 3.0 thing, is to really start segmenting your list, okay? Or segmenting your conversations. Now, this is where we're talking about sending pieces that appeal to one segment of your middle of funnel audience more than to others. That's how you're going to really dive in and get them to convert faster. Okay. So if you're considering changing your marketing platform where you are housing your subscribers, your emails, then I would really look to make sure wherever you're using, you can segment them in some way, shape, or form, which most of them are. Just make sure that you can, okay? Now, with that in mind, here are some types of content that can be quite useful during this stage. The first one is case studies. A thorough case study elevates the authority of your brand and provides a clear-cut example of the success for your middle of funnel leads, right? So one of the biggest objections is, can I do this? By you providing a case study, not just a testimonial, but an actual case study, will show that, right? Will show I can do this, right? So when you're preparing these, you want to really kind of look at these case studies and evaluate them and see if you can hit on some of your most common objectives. And make sure you link them to your site. You can use them in your email campaigns. Anywhere else on social, you can also share and really just help these middle of funnel leads get to that next stage. Webinars is another great thing, okay? Master classes. Same thing with any type of events, okay? Like a challenge. Like case studies, the webinars enhance the brand authority and provide additional opportunity for them to gather information as well as spend more time with you, which goes back to building that relationship. So you can either host it by yourself or you can team up with another brand to really kind of get more people on there, right? You want to make sure it's complementary, nurturing, and leading them into making that buying decision. Email campaigns. A targeted email campaign are easy and effective way to reach many of the potential customers. So think about Azure list building, right? Whether you did a webinar and you didn't have a lot of people buy, you still got them on your list, right? So if a consumer has given you their email, the chances are they're interested in learning more about who you are, what you're about, what you have to offer, and segmenting your list is the way to go, because then now you're going to ask them, like, I was on a coaching call the other day and they were talking about it. They had like a pet store. And so they had cats and dogs. And I'm like, there is a very distinguished group of dog lovers and cat lovers, right? No cat lover wants to hear about dogs and vice versa. So that is one way that you can segment your list. Ask a simple question. Are you a dog lover or a cat lover? And then they go into different segmentations and they get nurtured differently. Okay. And you can also use your email campaigns as part of your educational content strategy. Creating a relationship via email can be easily beneficial since you set up multiple emails over a specific period. These emails can remind and persuade consumers to work with you and your brand, right? To again, provide them value. Now, marketing to middle of the funnel customers is, or I should say prospects, is one of the most beneficial marketing tactics. Persuading consumers who have already shown interest in your brand can help boost your brand and recognize and increase your authority within your industry while improving conversions and growing your business. All right, so cheers to creating highly converting middle of funnel content. And if you have a question that you want answered, be sure to DM me on Instagram at the Michelle Fernandez. Until next time, let's grow your business together.